All right, Flexy Not Bendy number 6. I know we have a little catch up here to do. We're doing a hamstring stretch standing up. That's going to be basically one of your main go-to stretches. And this is going to be shown two ways so that you pick your level. A little heads up, there's a lot of cueing. There's a lot that's going on that you won't be able to really see. I won't be able to see it in another person as well. To a point, yes, we're going to have some big no-nos and then a lot of cues that are more of your own sensation that you need to learn by just being intentional and honest about where you are. And then because of the fact that I can't demonstrate what you should feel, I'm going to give you another visual using a piece of paper at the end. Okay, so we have a low box. Okay, so anything that's lower than your groin area. Okay, so we have a low box here or a bench. Okay, you're going to put your working leg, the leg that you want to stretch, right on top here. Don't worry about flexing or pointing the toe, just do what's comfortable. Okay, so that's your first setup. The first thing we want to do from here is get tall. Okay, so when you get tall, you should feel that your standing glute is also engaged. The second thing you want to feel is that you want to create distance from your tailbone to your toe. In order to do that, you are going to push the hip outward, and just that little motion, you should feel a lengthening down that working hamstring. Now, it's a slight anterior tilt that you're going to create, okay? But this entire time, from your tailbone to your head, we're going to remain in a straight line. So your head's not going to reach forward, your shoulders are not going to reach forward, your upper back, your mid back is not going to round over at all. What that means for most people is that, including myself, is that you really won't have much movement, okay? So this is basically what it's going to look like. If you have the reach, then again, it would be more of your chest initially moving forward, again with the head to tailbone in a straight line versus reaching down here, okay? I've completely lost my straight spine in that way, okay? All right, but here's how we're going to actually do this. So that's basically what the stretch is going to look like. Now we're going to execute in two ways. So the first one is a self PNF. What we're going to do in alternating for that static hold is that we're going to get into that same setup, okay? Nice and tall, slight anterior tilt for that reach, but you're going to take that heel and press down onto that elevation as hard as possible, and you're going to end up contracting your quads in that way. Then after about 5 to 10 seconds of that hard contraction, you'll relax and then try to close this gap here on the groin area. Now, if you feel like you have a tendency to reach down, just keep your arms locked straight in front of you, so it gives you a visual cue to just reach the arm forward, the fingertips straight ahead, okay? That's the self PNF. You would just kind of rotate through that until you do maybe 2 minutes in total. I'm going to show you the more active version. This is going to be requiring a little bit of more strength, especially in the hip flexor. What you want to do to counteract your static stretch is also lift. Okay, lift and hold that for 7 to 10 seconds. So you're getting your hip flexor strength involved, and also a very tight quad contraction, and then release. And that would be also because we're contracting the other side of the muscle that we want to stretch. Now the hamstrings would be a little bit more relaxed, and you would see if you can deepen that stretch, okay? So as we do this reach, like I said, that tailbone should be going in the opposite direction, meaning we are creating an intentional anterior pelvic tilt, okay? So don't be here and then trying to do this, okay, by bending this leg and going straight down. You want to think about this tailbone going in the opposite direction and folding into here, okay? Chest remains forward. You keep this straight line from head to tailbone, all right? So that's basically the two ways of the stretch. So here's how I want you to think about it. This whole, eventual complete pike or pancake position. So if you take a piece of paper and you fold it, this crease is going to represent that tailbone, okay? The edge here would represent your head, okay? So here's the flat surface. Now, if you were to just be standing, okay, here's your standing position, then you're going to start hinging, okay? In order to get the closest, cleanest fold, that fold needs to start from that hip flexor, that groin area, like I said, and then it needs to travel down, closing the gap along the way. Okay, that means your head up here would be the last thing. Your shoulders, your head would be the last thing to come forward. But if you go like this, okay, then you're basically sort of cheating your way through that flexibility. In this way too, we're trying to match up your strength, okay? Again, we want to be flexible enough to match the strength that we have. And if you think about it, what is a group of people that has the most flexibility? One of the most flexibility skills, right? That would be gymnast. But guess what? They are also among the people who also have the most strength. So their strength matches their flexibility. That means in any position of that body, regardless of how much flexibility is required to get into that position, they also have the strength and their body's allowing them to do it. Conversely, sometimes dancers who often are very strong as well, they don't necessarily have that amount of strength to match the flexibility. So they tend to have a lot of hyper flexibility or hyper flexible drills causing injuries. Okay, so they want to be more extreme for the form and the aesthetics of it, but they're not. If you're not matching the strength of it like a gymnast, then you're going to end up with the injuries. One last thing, if you focus on only static stretching where you force it, meaning, for example, let's go back to here, and you reach, and you force it, okay, so you're going a little bit beyond than your normal flexibility, and then you're holding it there, yeah, you're gonna feel like you gained length, okay? That length, however, is only temporary, okay? Your body's going to go back into your safe zone, whatever your body thinks is the level of strength you have to hold that pose. And that's why if you're just working on static holds to increase flexibility, it's going to take forever. And if you don't have the strength to match that newly gained strength, flexibility, then you're kind of setting yourself up for some imbalances and possible injuries, okay? So it's kind of really frustrating to get into a flexibility stretch and barely be moving, okay? But believe me, you'll feel it. All right, so give it a go.